campaign. The untamed continents, Kejaret and Ganga, two split apart continents that are separated by the Sea of Destiny. They stay interlocked within a maelstrom that never lets out. The mysteries of that maelstrom have never been discovered, and at this point, a majority of the individuals within these continents had figured that there is no outside world. This is where they live. We return to Shuketshika, a town that holds the Jade Palace, a guild notorious for keeping peace within the wilds. The creatures here are very unique. They follow a strict ecosystem, and imbalance within that ecosystem causes turmoil to the continent. Creatures known as elders, or elder dragons in ancient tongue, before they found out that they fall outside of the dragon terminology occasionally. They come to unnatural feats. And occasionally these unnatural feats imbalance nature. The hunters themselves take it upon their duty to, if shown to disturb the course of nature itself, rid of these elders. Only when posed threat. The birth of elders are a mystery. They're born in natural forms, from volcanoes, through tsunamis, from a lightning storm. But their makeup is unnatural. The ability to control weather, to cause tremors, and very godlike, but not entirely god abilities. Because of this, they must be kept in check. From time to time, new elders appear, and before they're classified as elders, studies and through the hunts, observations need to be made on their effects on the natural course of things. Once they're classified as elders, then the questions displayed, are they a threat, or can they be kept in solitude? A ragtag group of individuals who had joined the Jade Palace had finally completed their first quest. And in completing this first quest, they've stumbled upon something very bizarre. An old footnote, an old clue that the Jade Palace had long abandoned. An inflicted monster. Frenzied. An ancient term known as the Frenzied Virus. As they'll soon figure out the details of what is known so far for this frenzy. But its reemergence is alarming. The origins of this virus have never been figured out, and its disappearance years ago gave everyone the false optimistic look of perhaps it was just a one-off occasion. But it returned. The group was invited specifically by the Jade Jewel, a member, the leader of the Jade Palace, very renowned for their accomplishments. Most individuals who knew the Jade Jewel no longer live, of old age. The Jade Jewel has a long life expectancy, fit to the predicted race that they have. But because most modern individuals, excluding a couple, do not remember how the Jade Jewel looks, because the Jade Jewel stays within their room, behind cover, not to be seen. Little is known in the current era of the Jade Jewel, except for the fact that they lead the Jade Palace, and they were once renowned for their accomplishments. One of the strongest amongst the different hunter guilds. We come back to the group being brought upon the Jade Jewel. They've been called specifically. For what? We'll see. But a member of the group was separated, unfortunately. Their previous involvement with the research facility and their current findings called upon them for their assistance.
Ooh.
The information of the encounter and for the different various pieces collected. And that is why currently you do not have one of your members right now. They're with the research facility assisting them in researching the infected pieces from the Azuros that you guys killed. The rest
I'm sure he is having the most wonderful time studying the corpse.
His favorite pastime. It's like, yes.
The rest of you are brought upon the Jade halls with your sponsor, to say the least.
Raid Shadow Legend.
Yeah. He tells you to not embarrass him and to keep an appropriate manner when it comes to the Jade Jewel. Not many get to have an audience with them, and not many get to speak to them directly. And here we are. You enter inside a room, dark, but light still streams from the windows on the side. There's a screen that covers half the room in a sheet-like manner, where you can see the silhouette of the other thing on the other end, but you can't see directly or can't tell what it is. A almost incense-like smoke covers the entire room. This strong smell of something herbal. Two individuals stand in front of the sheets, completely visible. One is a large air genasi, bulky, stands up tall, long flowing hair. You would all know who this is. She is Sciel, a member of the Air Genasi, broken apart from her tribe years ago. She's joined the guild a long time ago and fought various encounters. She has 2 elders under her belt and is very renowned within the guild halls. She no longer goes out and does quests unless an elder is involved. Currently, her position is to be a guardsman and an advisor for the Jade Jewel. And the other on the other end. Would you like to describe yourself, Abby?
Yeah, you see a somewhat familiar face that you might have seen kind of hovering around the guild. She looks very refined, very dressed up, very like prim, proper, like kind of like hands clutched in front of her as she's like stood like stock straight. Black hair tied up very neatly. She's got like dark amber eyes, and a very striking thing that you notice about her that you may or may not have noticed as she walks around in general, and you may have like seen her in passing, is that every time she blinks, the clock face in her eye, the like one of the like minute hand is like moving like minute by minute every time she blinks. And she's just like staring at you, very sort of, you know, a polite smile on her face. She's very sort of reserved, but she's observing you as you all kind of enter.
Your leader steps up. The Jade Jewel, Your Honor. I bring forth the individuals that you called for. Please forgive any rudeness if they present any. I would like to apologize ahead of time, just in case. This individual who you've obviously talked to many times, who always has a strong front in their speaking, in his room filled with cigarette smoke. It's bizarre to see him nervous, this large tiger man. Behind the curtains, you can see the silhouette of someone laying on the ground. A large pipe on one hand as the smoke slowly rises. You can faintly tell the hair tied up in a bun, the various daggers placed in the hair to keep it up. The most prominent thing is the two jade-colored eyes that glow from behind. They put the pipe down for a second and tap it, letting off ash. You are the individuals who found the infected, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask any specific details that you might have alarming that you would think I would need to know about the specimen?
Well, it was dead and came back alive. That seems pretty important for you to know. And it was trying to kill and bring back other things too. Killed and brought back some sheep from a farmer. Killed and ate Mother Azuros. But can't imagine if it didn't eat them. It brought back just like the creature had been.
You see the jade color eyes kind of squint, sharpen from the other end. And the Jade's eyes dart towards Sciel. It affected sheep. That is alarming. Sciel, or Sciel, the proper way to pronounce it, steps up. Well, that's very alarming, actually. See, a while ago, I've interacted with this specific infection before. And while I thought it was gone, its re-emergence, rough. But it only affected other monsters. It affecting sheep. Now that's strange. Perhaps a thought of concern that it's evolving?
There's is also the transfer method, I suppose it would be called. I mean, primarily being, it was primarily through a bite to the neck. That was not it. We didn't get direct evidence of anything like that, but based on the sheep corpses, and as well as sheep corpses, the fact that the infected Azuros was carrying a uninfected Azuros, or at least one it had hunted. It was holding it by its neck, and during our fight, it did also seem to, as a last-ditch attempt, seem to try and go for one of our comrades, or friends here's necks. I'm pretty sure that was Malachi, or was it Monti? Almost got. Okay, it did try to, as a last ditch attempt, it did go for Monty's neck.
Yeah, that reminds me. Doing autopsy on the body, it did have claw marks from something big on its neck, on its throat.
You see Sciel kind of, is their interest piqued. This large barbarian air genasi, the awkwardness they give in trying to speak formally, and now you kind of get this break of probably more of their real personality breaking through. Large claw marks, you say? They put their hands to their chin and they start walking back and forth, thinking. Well, I dare say that's the first physical sign of evidence of whatever may originate this infection. Unless, of course, they were infected by a different monster that was already infected. How large are we speaking?
I'm talking something that's large enough to grab an Azuros around the neck.
This infected Azuros was also larger than regular ones, even slightly. And the Jade Jewel eyes widen. Well, peculiar. That's new. we've never had physical evidence of another monster. We thought maybe the infection was a little more environmental. I called you here for a specific reason. Most of the guild's members are in charge with quests, and I would like to extend an opportunity to prove yourselves. I want you to pursue these infections and discover the source for me. I have a lead, someone that might know more, or most definitely does. She pulls the pipe down and taps it on her knee, dropping more ashes onto the ground. An old hunter, one that I used to hunt with, in the neighboring city, Kenshiga. I haven't spoken to him, and he hasn't visited me in quite a while. But he had the most direct interactions with these infected monsters many years ago. He is known as the Anger.
The Anger?
Yes.
Okay.
He's in Shilken Shiga. Where exactly, I unfortunately was not able to figure out. But we did not see him leave that town. So he's there somewhere, perhaps retired. Tell him that he still owes me a favor, and that he should pay it forward.
Oh, ew.
I do not mean to send you alone without someone who has prior knowledge. Sciel.
Ma'am?
I would like you to join them. Have some on-the-ground experience. You're always stuck behind books and labs. I think it's about time you go on some quests yourself.
I think she sort of looks a little taken back, but not like too much. And she bows her head slightly. Of course, if you think I would be beneficial, and she looks toward these these guys that she's gonna have to hang out with.
Monty is resisting the urge to shoot finger guns at her.
And you know, obviously, if you do think that I would be of assistance,
Of course, I can trust you. And in that, I can trust that you will all be fine.
it kind of glows a little. You can see she's like visibly happy with the statement of like, I can trust you. She's like, haha, yes, you can.
Here, and Sciel steps forward to you. The large steps, almost shaking the ground from this large barbarous woman. she reaches into her what pockets she does have, and pulls out what looks like to be some badge. It's a metallic silver badge that has a serpent's head in the middle and the two jade eyes. If you show that when you do find the anger to him, and you tell him what I told you to tell him, he should not have any reason to resist assisting you. He's been a bit more reluctant. He is tired, but this isn't hunting he needs to do. It's just guidance and information. So he should be fine. I tire. You are dismissed. You have your goal. Report back when you find ample evidence. And the large tiger man, who I did write his name down somewhere, and I can't find the book where I wrote him down, bows, and he kind of nudges the both of you to do the same. Of course. Yep.
Yeah, Mako.
The tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Quinn. I like to imagine that Quinn bows you like basically at the same time as the as Makeo. and Braidelin only bow does a very awkward bow. Getting more respectful of a dog than a person.
We can read the room.
Monty's bow is accidentally very dramatic.
You may go speak up. Of course. They will be back with I'm certain exactly the kind of evidence you want. Thank you for this opportunity. We will leave. Dismiss ourselves. And as you begin to walk out, you hear the Jade speak up one more time. One more thing. This Frenzied Virus is evolving. I would be careful when dealing with these creatures. You never know what could happen. Good luck. And you are escorted out the room. Sciel, you also are instructed to leave with them.
She gives like one longing glance back into the room, like, okay, this is fine. Yep, this is perfectly fine.
Mom,
She follows out.
Mom,
Yes.
make me play with the weird kids.
Mom, I don't want to go play outside.
All right. When you're out of the room, Mako speaks up to you guys. He kind of rubs his hands onto his clothes. It's getting a bit sweaty. Miss Sciel, just just a warning. They're good intended. Even though they can fall, they can trip at times, but
I wouldn't worry, Mako. Their reputation sort of precedes them a little bit.
We have a Do we have a reputation?
Well,
Well, now you have to tell me, us.
it's not. You're all wonderful people. I'm sure. It's just that you're a little the
Not
word
good at our
for
jobs.
it. I was trying to find something a little nicer, but sort of.
No, you can say it, love. You can say it.
you guys are fuck ups. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you are pretty bad at your jobs. But it seems like you're having a turnover, and enough to apparently have the jeweled eyes on you, which is baffling to me. Please don't fuck this up. The Jade Jewel ever only gives you an opportunity once in your life, if that. This could be your big break.
Yes, she's not really. She's not big on second chances and all that.
We're not gonna try to fuck this up. I can assure you that. We do put forth effort. And I can tell you, I know Malachi is going to love this.
Speaking of which, I will be sending them to you when they are available. You will be having a cart outside to escort you to the city over, the town over. After that, you're on your own. So the cart will be there when you're prepared to come back.
Thanks.
I have paperwork to do for you guys, so I'll be back to my office. If you need anything, tell my secretary, don't tell me.
Of course. Try not to miss us too much.
Yeah, sure. And he walks away, puts a cigarette in his mouth, and lights it up.
He absolutely adores you, it seems.
Of course he does. He loves us.
I could tell.
This is gonna be... Oh boy. This is gonna be something.
It certainly is. I mean, I didn't want it to come off on the wrong foot, saying that I sort of already know who you were. But it's Monti, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Braidelin, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. And Malachi is your tiefling friend, right?
Yeah, Malachi's the other asshole.
Right. Okay.
He's not important.
The bard disagreed.
The bard really didn't like that.
Intrinsic.
Okay, my bad. My
No,
bad,
just
bard.
into music.
The bottom's so offended at this moment.
You're out of that intense room and now back into the regular thing. So
The timing was impeccable, though, you gotta admit.
I said Malachi wasn't
Mhm.
important, and Bard was like, fuck you.
Much was like, how dare you? He's my favorite character.
I already quite like him.
Yeah.
And this is Quinn.
That's right.
Braidelin.
Your little
Brailin's,
your wolf.
Brailin's, Yeah, Braidelin says while scratching his ear.
I'm sorry, Gwen. I didn't mean to forget.
Quinn is a
To be-
very integral part of this team.
Oh, to be fair, Gwen is the one that has the best reputation out of all of you.
Yeah,
So-
that tracks.
Quinn definitely stands a bit prouder.
Kiara, you're very, very popular amongst the guild members, that's for sure.
That is glorious to hear.
Big, big fans of Gwen. And as you probably heard, I'm Sciel, so lovely to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too, love.
I'm normally a bit of a, a book person. But I do have a few, bits and pieces that I can do in the field if need be. Hopefully needs not be, but stories will tell me otherwise.
Well, hopefully everything goes just as well it did last time. If we keep on the streak, we'll be golden.
And it went good, presumably?
Last one, yeah. We came back even early. We came back same day.
Oh, that is impressive. She kind of has that look on her face of like, she is impressed, but also like, that's like sometimes the bare minimum for like other groups. So they turn back up the same day as they left. So she's like, oh, that's impressive, like for you guys, kind of thing. But she's really trying not to let it show, but it's kind of failing miserably. She's like, yeah, that's cool.
I
you
love
did.
this.
That was
so
so
much.
great, sweetie.
I'm obsessed. Listen, I know,
Mhm.
I know that doesn't sound like much, but considering our history, for us, that's a win.
Yeah,
So we're
yes,
taking what we can get.
of course. I didn't mean to offend. I just, yeah, it's just, it'll take some getting used to. That's all. I'm sort of, I don't really have a team per se. I suppose technically I'm like on the, the Jade Jewels team, but,
Don't worry
Mhm.
about it, love. With us, you're gonna learn to lower your standards a lot.
oh, I just, okay. Is that a good? I don't think that's a good thing,
No,
unless
it's
you're phrasing
great.
it like that.
It's gonna be great. Trust.
Okay. Yay!
This
And
is,
she sort of like does the most unenthusiastic, like
this is
mimicking of a flag wave.
This is a lot
Looking
easier.
at all the good credit she has and seeing it all start plummeting.
Oh God!
My reputation.
My reputation.
You know,
I've built it so high.
this shit is a lot easier with Malachi around. No one told him I said that. I'm looking at you, Quinn.
No offense, the wolf.
Yeah.
Does Quinn often speak to Malachi about things you say about him when he's not here?
No.
Oh, it's just like a precautionary thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Quinn hasn't mentioned a lot of much of anything secrets-wise. So,
It's more of a joke, because Quinn can.
Oh. Right. Yes, of course. Sorry. I'm not really
Wondering
used to this.
Yeah.
is it?
Let's
I-
go to the carriage.
Yes.
All right.
We don't need anything. We're not supposed to get anything, right? We don't need anything.
You still have your items from the last quest. If you haven't used them, they would have been given to you the same. You just refill the amount of potions given to you.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think we used anything.
I get
You-
potions. How many potions do I get?
I think I gave you guys 2 each. Was that it?
Uh,
That sounds about right.
let me see.
But I also apparently did not write the amount of potions we got down.
Mm. 2 each sounds right. I think that's what I usually give. So it'd be 2 each per person, and that's for the quest. You can buy your own afterwards, and those count as your own. But every new quest gives you 2 potions at the start.
She takes her
Did you-
potions super clumsily. She's like, "Oh god, okay." They like do that really embarrassing clatter where the bottles sort of like kind of hit against one another, and she's like, just like shoves it in her bag.
Yeah, it was 2 potions.
They do not stack. So if you use the 2 potions in the mission, you'll get 2 new ones next mission. If you don't, those count as your 2 potions.
Yeah.
If you use 1, you get 1 extra. You know, that's just like that's how it is.
Yeah.
But if you buy your own potions, those are yours. Those don't get taken away or nothing from you.
Yeah. And there are lesser healing potions, if I remember correctly.
Yep, lesser healing potions.
Okay.
You all head out from the Jade Palace. Awkward introductions and all. There is a cart in the front being prepared for you, or just prepared for you. It is a signature Jade Palace cart with the symbolism required so that people know that that's what you're a part of the Jade Palace. The 2 Griffiths at the front guiding the cart, the more commonly seen black Griffiths around these parts. And you enter the carts assumingly and you head off to the next town. Now, you guys can have a few minutes to speak amongst yourself if you want. Since this is the beginning and we're not doing long travel technically, there'll be no rolls, it won't be a day, it's literally the town over. So
Yeah.
Money pulls out her carton of fake cigarettes, lights the end of it, and pretends to smoke it.
What? Do they obviously look fake, or do they kind of look?
They look like real
Real.
cigarettes.
But it's not burning because it's not a
It's
cigarette.
burning. Well, it's burning, but it's burning kind of like you lit a cookie on fire.
Oh, okay. So it's sort of smoking, right?
Yeah.
Like in a.
It's burning,
In a
but not in the way
buzzer.
a cigarette should.
Yeah. Like it looks weird.
And then you just see Monty like smoke it for like a minute or so, and then just eat it.
I feel like I perhaps might regret asking, but what are you doing?
What do you mean?
You. That. I feel like I've ascertained that that's not a real cigarette. Why light it if you're just going to eat whatever it is that you're smoking? And she like does like air quotes when she says smoking, because
Listen, a girl needs her smoke break.
it's like you're 15.
Listen, sometimes you need a smoke.
I wouldn't know. But I suppose you're more than welcome to do whatever you like. Just feels a little odd, that's all. I didn't expect that. They look quite real, so I was quite a bit taken aback by it.
I mean, you never know. One of these, it could be real eventually. One time, one of these might be.
Oh, that's fun. That's like a
Maybe I'm playing a game of roulette. Who knows?
yeah, that classic game of Russia doesn't exist. I'm trying to come up with a equivalent.
We don't have revolvers here either, so
That's why I was just going for it. Yeah, but it's a marble game, roulette.
Yeah.
Roulette's also a like gambling game that you use like the spinning thing wheel on.
No,
yeah, I suppose.
sure.
You don't need a revolver for it.
Was that sort of thing was that the same thing that the Jade Jewel person had, or?
One of these?
I mean, I've seen.
I don't know.
I mean, I've seen.
Probably.
Well, the Jade Jewel's quite. She kind of makes direct eye contact with Monty, trying to come up with a different word than the one that immediately placed in her brain. And then sort of glances back at Braidelin. Is a bit more refined. So that sort of, I guess the incense and the smoke as you walked in, that was all quite expensive. Stuff?
You would know, Sciel, that that the thing that the Jade Jewel smokes is something that they require to do. It is a part of their it is, they cannot breathe regular oxygen anymore just by itself, so they smoke the thing that they smoked. It helps them do that. It helps them breathe regular oxygen.
Yeah, medication-esque thing of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like common knowledge, or is that something that is sort of like?
It's something you would know specifically.
Okay. I don't tell them that. I keep that in my little brain because I feel like that's not my secret to give. But she will sort of lean on the whole like incense that was like sort of in the room as they walked in, and sort of be like, it's like a herbal thing, like a. I feel like your friend Malachi might know the sorts of things possibly, but it's sort of. I don't know if menthol exists in this universe. It's like mentholy.
Yeah, you know how Malachi's always got that pretentious, smoking thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have seen him repeatedly, occasionally stepping to the side with them.
Yeah, the hard
it's
drugs.
Like that.
Gotcha.
Malachi's just being a prick about it. Monty has taken this opportunity just to rip on Malachi as much as possible.
I mean, it's a sign of great friendship. She does another one of those looks out the window, like, please save me.
Stuck in a cart with Monty, I cannot find a the most bullshitty, not like poor quality, but
Menace?
Monty the bullshitting menace, Braidelin the silent tree, because that's as much as I fucking talk, and the likely second most intelligent one in the room, Quinn.
Oh, hey now.
Right, I'll spend my time in the car speaking to the wolf. I don't say that out loud.
My intelligence of 8 is doing great. Excuse you.
Quinn's intelligence of 10 is doing great as well.
Ah, screw you.
That's so funny.
Oh god, the wolf is the second most intelligent creature in the room.
You feel the cart stop. As you can see that you are now within the front gates of these two towns are named almost exactly the same. So, Shilkinshiga instead of Shokeshiga. So one has an I, the other an IL, the other one has a U. The town that you see outside is much more tribal. It's very close to the woods, and a lot of these houses are either built on top of trees or right underneath them. The cart stops and you see the individual that's been chauffeuring you this whole time step off and open the door. A half-elf individual. All right, here you go. Shilkinshiga. I will be probably the closest bar by the entrance, just so it's easier to find me whenever you are ready to depart again.
Alright. Sounds good. What's your name so we can find you a bit easier?
Revan? My name's Revan.
Revan. Lovely to meet you. We'll come find you. Thank you, love.
Yeah, of course. And he kind of looks, as you guys step off, he looks into the back of the cart. He's like, was something burning in here?
There's a no smoking sign on the window.
And he's kind of like looking under the chairs to see if something might have caught or scorched or something.
So funny.
I was half expecting a comment on the amount of hair.
It's probably that too. He's like, oh god, I'm gonna have to get one of those like brushes with the tape on it to like run over the car seat.
Oh, this is my forever cart if I'm working at the guild. I have to take care of it.
Gonna take me hours to brush it all out.
Yeah, before you is this village that's much more attuned to living within the natural resource. Shukashiga is definitely still attuned to living with the natural resource, but because it's built right next to the river, to a thicker portion of the river, parts of the town kind of enter the river water itself in a much more like half dock kind of city. This one's definitely just a much more treehousey aesthetic to it. So there's layers. It goes more up than it goes wide.
Have either of you ever been out this way before? On any of your missions or life?
Missions? No. Life? Yes. Speaking of, is there, like, we're like at the entrance of the city, right?
Yep, you're in already, but you're like at the beginnings of it. Yes.
Is there
pretty
like
much
one of those billboard type things they do for like city
Welcome to Welcome to.
like when those signs that
Shoken
they do,
Shiga.
where you can like put up posters and stuff type things.
Yeah.
Oh, like a notice board.
Yeah,
type thing.
notice board.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm looking specifically for any sign that there might be a specific circus in town. or coming in town. No.
9. You see a board, not too far off. It has a lot of bounties for monsters that have been giving issues to this town, and some people are asking for someone to hunt them, and they'll pay them, and they've been stamped with the approval from the guild to be hunted. But besides that, you don't see any signs of any circus, any advertisement for a circus anywhere there.
Great.
Are you looking for anything particular on
Nope.
this?
We're good.
Oh. Perhaps looking for the absence of something in particular. I whispered to Braidelin.
Got it.
But well, do we have any idea? We only have.
We
only got
have
his
been given-
name, right? The anger.
Yep. They haven't seen them in a while, so they don't know what time is done to them. And you've gotten the name The Anger, and you've gotten them saying that the last time they've known about their existence, they were residents within this town.
But we didn't get a race or anything.
No.
Is it like something that, presumably if they were close to the Jade Jewel, is it something that's like, I guess like local legend is the best thing that I can think of in my head, that might be like a human brandishing a sword, or like it was an orc, or that kind of thing? Any sort of like folktale-y?
You would know some information from what the Jade Jewel has told you in your ages of your time being along the Jade Jewel, and Shual specifically speaking about them, since Shual is someone that kind of looks up to them. They were described to you as a large half giant, muscular, someone that Sciel is kind of based themselves around, this barbarian with great strength. They have distinctive tattoos on their arms, but that's it. A lot of it is from tales that the Jade Jewel has told of their escapades, of their hunts.
Well, it's the odd thing. It's a little, I guess, unconfirmed because I've never seen the anger myself. But Sciel used to say that he was a half giant gentleman, quite large, and I get out like my my book, and I kind of open it to a random blank page, and you see Ciel's finger, her index finger, like lights up for a second, and she starts drawing in the book, and she draws like a really rough she's not an artist, so it's not like the best thing you've ever seen in your life. It is a very rough sketch of the tattoo description that was given to her, but she never saw a picture, so it's like her interpretation of what she thinks the description would look like. And he sort of had the way that it was explained. This feels like the vibe, but it I wasn't obviously I haven't seen them, so I don't really know. But distinct tattoo on a half giant feels like maybe what we should be leaning toward.
That's the ink or the markings that have been on. I've seen that on people, correct?
Yeah, like,
Okay.
yeah, markings on their skin. Colored black.
I like pull up like my sleeve, and on my inner wrist there is a little tattoo of a needle and thread. And I show it to Braidelin.
Gotcha.
It's like one of these, but by the sounds of it, far more extravagant.
Right. So, retired monster hunter. Where the hell do you spend your time?
Well, I mean, if I were looking for information on a particular person that perhaps might not, you know, be old enough to have a book written about them, I'd probably go to a busy, like, tavern or bar or something that might have some people that might, you know.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Great minds think alike.
Well, I was just thinking if you're retired, used to do monster hunting, probably not much. Probably gonna spend a lot of time wanting to get drunk and regale tales of the glory days.
Oh,
But you
right.
know, I like your idea better. Can we try to find what seems to be a more central, like located bar or tavern? One that seems to be in like a more in a popular spot, I guess.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
It just keeps getting
Hmm.
worse.
It's hard to tell. There's a lot of people walking around. The floor, the streets, the floor, the upper levels are currently in some rush hour. So it's hard to tell that what specific bars people are entering in large quantities.
Monty knows the under parts of the city, not the upper parts. This isn't my cup of tea.
Can I look for the vibe as a very sheltered person who probably has never been to a bar once in her life before? Can I look for Ciel's vibe is thinking I'm looking for like a hard worker, like I'm looking for like a like a dock worker or like somebody who looks like they're in construction or something like that, like someone who is a grafter. Can I see anybody who looks particularly like working man kind of thing?
Sure, throw me one more perception check. You can definitely see some people, but let's see how specific we get here.
Do I find who I'm looking for? I have fun dice for Ciel. Do we want the blue or do we want the gold?
Gold.
Gold. Perception is not my thing.
Neither is it.
Fine. Oh no! We're rolling in the single digits, ladies and gentlemen. That is an 8.
No.
If only Braidelin knew what the fuck we were looking for.
Oh, do you guys remember the tower with Monti, Marigold, and Hegemold when
Hegemold?
we spent way too long trying to find a stupid riddle on the wall because none of us could roll above a 10, above an 8 or something?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
It's that all over again.
It's happening again.
It's about to be yeah, number 2. You find an individual that seems to be picking up what looks like to be bags of something, and they're placing it onto a cart. A gruff, larger half orc. That was a very big rat. Wow.
A rat.
Outside my window.
Oh, I like it.
You sounded way too calm to be like, I was
well,
It's within
Chi-
my vicinity.
in Chicago, they're in the alleys. It doesn't matter whether you're in a good neighborhood or not. They're in the alleys. It's whether or not they're in your house. That's when you're like, you should try to take care of your house. But no, we don't get anything like that inside our house. But occasionally they'll walk across, and you'll start seeing nowhere near New York size, but they get pretty big. They get pretty big out here.
The tone of your voice, I was trying to decide if that was like you IRL or if that was the half orc talking.
Fuck's like, damn.
I was trying to figure out. I saw a pass, and cats always pass by the windows because we have cats, so they kind of like to come in, peek in, and they leave. And then sometimes we'll get a raccoon or a possum, be like, "Hey, what's going on in there?" But that was definitely a rat. So I was like, "Well, that's a big rat."
Rat. I think she sees gruff, which was part of her description of who she's looking for. So she sort of wanders toward that direction, and she is eyeing the bags of whatever it is that he's lifting, and how gross it is. Basically, she's just like, do I wanna talk to this man?
Bags of shit, bags of manure.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. You can. The smell is distinct now that you're nearer.
Well, she sort of is a bit further back than a normal person would have a conversation with someone. Sorry to bother you. Excuse me, sir.
And he you see him stand up, and he looks around, and he sees you.
Hi.
Yeah. Can I help you?
And I gesture to my new group. We're just looking for a nice place to have a drink. And I've always been told it's best to ask the locals, since yours, presumably you would know the best places to look and such. You wouldn't happen to know of a really nice, busy, lively? And she's sort of swapping adjectives out. Tavern space, would you?
He stares at you for a few minutes, and then he tries to think to himself.
God.
For fancy people, you're dressed. Are you trying to go to the upper forest levels?
No, I mean, I'm not. She's stops and I'm not, and kind of looks down and is like, well, I guess I kind of do look like I am. No, my friends and I, we don't frequent that sort of thing. This is just it's clerical job.
Monty's gonna walk over and kind of lean on her, like, sorry, love. You want a bit of help here?
Maybe.
We're just trying to find where where people go. Where would you go if you were looking for just a night to drink? What's your recommendation? Your favorite place, wherever.
Probably the board trout.
Board
And
trap.
he points to the second floor of the town, and there's a tavern that has what looks like to be one of those kind of like one of those not stuffed, those fish on the walls.
Oh,
Yeah.
like taxidermy.
Like the singing
Yeah,
fish.
taxidermied fish at the front, and it's quite large on the sign, and it says the board trout. That's I like there. The board, it's lots of people. Lots of people talk.
Sounds perfect. Thank you so much, love.
Of course, be careful.
Yeah, you have a good one. And I'll like rotate us around and the arm's still around. Sciel.
I'm not very good at this.
That's fine. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. I knew what I wanted, but not how to get it.
Yeah. Well, we got there in the end, and that's what matters.
That's
Something like
that's
that.
true.
Well, who wants to go get a drink at the pork trout?
If
Yes.
that is where if that is where that man said we should go, I suppose.
Can you have alcohol?
Is there a reason I wouldn't be able to?
Monty's gonna look at Quinn. Can they have alcohol?
Quinn's gonna shakes his head no.
Okay. You can't have alcohol. Reason? Quinn says no.
All right.
Okay.
Just a
Quinn's the boss.
and Monty's gonna lead everyone up to the board trout.
All right. You begin to walk across this town. The people here are quite colorful. There seems to be a lot of trade that happens within this town. So there's a lot of carts that come in and out. People dressed very differently from all over the continents. The two continents within this area, obviously. And you get to this roped bridge that begins to head upwards towards the second floor of the city. Up above the canopies on the second floor, everything is tightly held up by various ropes across trees that hold these wooden platforms. and most people are accustomed to walking around the upper floors. The notable thing is that the only thing keeping you from falling off the edge is a rope that comes across in sections. And you walk across, and you see various individuals doing different things. Vendors selling, people hanging up clothing, um, children running around and chasing each other. And for those who haven't been within this town or aren't accustomed to places that are built this way, it kind of gives you anxiety to see these kids run around on this area where the only thing keeping them from falling off the edge is just an easily traversable rope. But assumingly,
So only Sciel has that anxiety.
yeah, yeah.
Ciel's like, oh god, these children are gonna
Mo-
die. This is horrendous.
Monty grew up in the circus. Braidelin grew up in the woods.
No yellow tape here.
Where's OSHA when you need it?
Is there OSHA for kids?
No OSHA compliance on the continent that's locked away from the rest of the world.
Ciel's gonna start OSHA.
Oh,
That's my end goal.
And you find yourself in front of the trout, the fancy, well, the
board trout.
yeah, the I'm losing the words. Peculiar looking tavern front. This large trout kind of on top of the name, the board trout, and you can see the taxidermied large, abnormally large trout at the very top, and the sorry attempt to make the fish's face look unentertained. You could tell it's forced on this taxidermied fish.
I want to know what the fish's original expression was now. That they thought it was too enthused, and that they had to make it more bored.
Make it look fun. It's like, this fish is too happy.
This fish is way too excited. We need to make it look even more bored.
As you approach the front of the tavern, you see someone break through one of the glass windows, getting tossed out the tavern itself as he rolls across the ground. The strong smell of liquor coming from the individual as he stands up and stumbles. You got lucky winning that game. I just ran out of gold. I'll be back, and I'll win double. I'll be back with my next check. And he begins to stumble across in the crowd of people.
Ciel looks mortified that this has just
Monty?
happened.
Monty looks delighted. Wow.
I can't think of a better way to describe Braidelin than just consistently confused. Like, thank God they have
this
them out.
dynamic. We have Sciel mortified, Monty ecstatic, and Braidelin confused. Perfect. If that doesn't sum up this trio, I don't know what would.
I don't know why he leaves now every time I have to, whatever.
So we go in there?
Oh yeah, we're going in there. Why? You want to stay out? You'd rather stay out here? Cause, I mean, I could leave you alone.
See, like, she's looking out, kind of out around her at the people, and it's that classic look of someone who's like trying not to offend people by being like, I don't really want to be out here with these people, but also is really terrible at hiding the fact that she's like, I hate every second. It's like I might get, I don't know, like mugged or accosted by a stranger, and I don't need that in my life.
Oh god. Hey,
Yeah.
don't worry, love. We're just going in. We're gonna ask a couple questions, and then we're done.
You're I do not know.
Nope.
Nope.
Owen?
Yeah, Vel, you are cutting in and out a lot. I mean, there was a period where I could hear you talking downstairs, but not anything on Discord.
Could everyone else hear me? Or is that just Owen here?
No, you were cutting off a bit.
Mm.
Okay.
You seem to be okay now, though? Question mark.
Question mark. Yeah. It's fine. Do I need to repeat anything?
I heard "Don't worry, love," and then that was just sort of the last thing I heard.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry, love. All we need to do is we go in, we ask some questions, and then we bounce. That's all.
I do. Is being thrown out of a window a common occurrence?
Yeah, if you're
At
shit at
these-
card games, might be. But we're not playing any. We ain't gonna go gambling or anything this time, so ain't no need to worry about that.
The transition from a absolute know-it-all to a absolutely to a know nothing is
No, nothing at all.
I just like being able to say whatever the hell comes to mind. Like, yeah, of course being thrown out of a window is completely normal if you're bad at card games. Yep.
It feels right up your alley, honestly.
This is great.
As we're like heading to sort of walk in, Sciel kind of goes to reach for where her book is, but noticeably her hand doesn't hit her book, but it looks like she's hit something before her book, and she's sort of like just moving her like index finger on something
I don't know what the
that's
hell.
not there.
Okay. I don't know what you're doing there. But maybe don't look like you have some cool magic thing when we're about to go into a bar.
Her hand sort of like falls through whatever it was that she was touching. But her, like, you see like sprinkle of movement on her clothing, like something's touching her clothing, but you can't see anything. You just see like something is like making indents in her clothing as it like crawls up, kind of like climbs up her like waist and then up her arm and then like over to her shoulder. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna question that. Let's go.
Really?
We're gonna go in. Monty is fully
Alright.
convinced our new teammate is haunted. That's a ghost.
Ghosts. The damn ghost she's got hanging around.
It's a damn ghost,
I'm
and
having
Monty isn't gonna ask questions.
What the
I'm
fuck
gonna
was
get haunted.
that?
You'll never know.
All right.
Chameleon.
It's a chameleon.
Oh.
He's blending in. He's invisible. Well, he's not invisible, but he's got camouflage. So you have to make like a check to see if you can see him.
You enter within the tavern, and immediately it is quite lively in here. There's various individuals to the point where there's almost no seating at all. Everyone's either drinking, playing some sort of gambling game. You see this petite elven girl kind of try to walk across with tankards, trying to hand them around to people who've paid, and she's trying to make her way across the crowds of individual people of various different races in here. Large, I forgot what the race's name is called, but like elephant folk,
Luxodon, I'm pretty sure.
Luxodon, yeah. Orcs, half orcs, goblins here and there. It's just a mix of various individuals intermingling. You see someone at a table on the far right throw his hand down, and an individual from across accusing them of sneaking a card in their hand, and the other two look across and they agree with him, and they throw a punch to the other individual, knocking him straight down and being like, all right, let's continue the game. And the other individual on his chair just unconscious. It's rough in here. It's lively. It seems like Sciel, you're definitely out of place in this location. Things are
My worst nightmare.
a lot less professional than within the Jade halls.
When the guy gets punched, and I imagine Braidelin just mutters to themselves, "Okay, bad at cards."
Yeah.
Out the window,
Perfect.
get punched.
Yep. Monty is teaching them perfectly.
Teaching them the ways of life.
And I mean, technically, Monty wasn't wrong. He was bad at
Yeah.
cards. He cheated. He got caught.
Okay. Oh God, is that?
Alright.
Just had the really funny thought of Braidelin's height giving them disadvantage on the perception check to find to see if we can find the giant.
Oh yeah, it is full in here, and there is not a lot of short people. The shortest person here are the goblins, and the one petite elven girl just working. The only person that seems to be working the floor itself. There's also a bartender at the bar, a large human woman who has her back turned, kind of like she's mixing drinks on the other end. She's quite a large figure to her. Yeah, that's the nicest way to say that. She's a big girl.
A large lass.
A large lass, one would say.
Okay. Oh gosh, so I guess perception to see if we see the half giant in here.
Confidence
Go.
is key.
Go for it.
Would Braidelin legitimately have disadvantage?
Yes, you would.
That's so funny.
All right.
Oh, God.
Okay, wait.
That's only a 9 for me. I'm too focused on the fact that
Yep.
everything is terrible and I hate it in here.
You know, even
17.
21.
Nice. 17 and 21 are high.
I rolled a 10.
You look around and no one seems to really fit that description. They're very tall and muscular individuals in here. The orcs specifically seem to have a quite larger stature than the rest. You see the elephant folk, because the name does not stick in my brain for some reason. They're quite big in size as well, almost matching some of the orcs and dwarfing others. But nothing that seems to be of half giant descent.
Could perhaps ask around someone. Now Braidelin says obviously very uncomfortable in this scenario, and as they say, just anyone is just glancing, is just vaguely looking around the bar.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Figures
I mean,
wouldn't
you.
be that easy.
Yeah. I mean, usually the person who spends the most time is probably the most useful. I would suggest the young elven lady, but she seems very busy, and I would really hate to bother her.
Nah.
But-
Let's go to the bar. We'll see. Let's see if she'll know. She might know. I guess.
All right.
We'll start making our way up there.
Yeah, you head towards the bar. You kind of have to like move across the crowd. You squeeze in here and there to kind of make your way. It's definitely crowded. You bump into people occasionally, and they kind of pay you no mind, especially because a lot of people in here are more focused on either their gambling, their card task, or in the conversations they're having.
As we're walking through the crowd, I'm like hooked my index finger onto Monty's like top to like be like, I am not getting lost in this crowd. It is not happening. It's like, you cannot leave me in here. Please don't leave me alone.
That's so funny.
I am amazed no one's questioned why the fact that a fucking wolf just walked in.
That's not the weirdest thing that's happened here, guaranteed.
You do hear you do hear the occasional. You see this large orc man kind of turn around as he sees the dog, the wolf, and he's just like, huh, "We let their Pomeranian in here." As he turns on and looks to one of the goblins, and they just start chuckling.
Fucking hell.
Bend the dog.
You reach the bar. There's a couple of individuals sat up in front of the bar. No one looking necessarily too shady, as far as you can tell. Well, everyone kind of like somewhat rough in here. And there's the large bartending woman. She's definitely she fills in her outfit quite well. She's quite big. But there's some tone there. Not entirely, but it does seem like her arms at the very least are quite toned.
Do we get a name for the anger other than the anger?
Just the anger.
Thank you.
Okay. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, how can I help you?
I'd like to get a pint and possibly I was wondering if you've heard if you've seen Vel is stumbling over words. I'd like to get a pint and was wondering if you've seen a half giant goes by the anger?
As you say the anger, you hear the music stop. You hear
No!
you hear a glass hit the ground and crack from the elven girl kind of grabbing empty tankards, and everyone kind of turns around.
Monty's still just leaning against the bar, like all chill.
And the lady at the bar turns around, this larger woman with a full beard, caked with makeup on her face. Look, Tuts, you can't be coming around here just throwing around names like the anger like that. It could bring the wrong attention. Calm down, everybody. Maybe she's just here for, I don't know, just professional reasons. What are you here for? Why are you looking for the anger?
Old connections. It's professional. I'm here with looking for some assistance of something he used to deal with back in the day. My apologies if I caused any distress. I wasn't given any other name other than the anger to go off of.
Everyone kind of like turns back around, and the music players keep playing their tunes. But you kind of feel like you're getting a little more attention than before now. Everyone's kind of like looking over their shoulders every so often. You can see the people next to you at the bar kind of had their ear like open to hear what the conversation is. And the bar lady turns around to you. Yeah, we had an anger. We have an anger probably somewhere within the city limits. Though I haven't seen him for quite a while. May I ask particularly what it is? Why are you looking for him? And I can't just give away. I just can't give away people's information so casually.
Of course, I understand that. He owes the Green Jade a favor, and we're here to collect. That's all. Nothing big. Promise.
All right. You know what? Technically, it's all word of mouth so far. Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Yep.
Okay. Monty, don't fail me now. No! Monty, you failure.
Right. The Jade Jewel. Like, you guys are involved with someone that important. Maybe her. And she points towards Sciel. She's dressed all fancy like that, but...
Well, technically it is just her, so...
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry, but the anger hasn't been seen in quite a while. I wouldn't know exactly where to find him.
Are you sure? I mean, helping us, it would be a great deal to our sort of project, let's say. And I'm sure if we told the Jade Jewel how helpful you were, it would put in a good word for you and the place and all that sort of thing.
Right. I'm not that interested in status. No offense. I'm just trying to get by every day. Um, unless there's some other benefit you can give me for the information. Nothing's free.
How much do you want?
I like to hear what you're willing to offer. It lets me know what kind of mood I should be in for this conversation.
Discuss. I will. I'm a rich little lady. I'm a rich little fancy lady. I will reach to them into my, or I won't. I will. I stand there for a second, and then I reach up over my shoulder, and I, too, like out of the crook of my neck, pretty much, you see like gold coins appear, and Sciel takes them from the air, and I slide across the bar. I'll slide 5 gold coins across them.
5 gold coins, okay. She picks them up. The anger hasn't been seeding quite a while. They're very well known within this part of town. But
You don't say.
yeah, when you're of a certain reputation and you come in causing quite the ruckus, you gain some notoriety. As far as I remember, the Anger owned a house about a bit further onto the outskirts of town, closer towards the woods. Still within the town limits, but within the outskirts. Can't really miss it. Looks much more expensive than anything else around here, though it looked like it's aged on the outside, so I don't know. It's been maintained well over time, and I don't even know if he's in there. I haven't seen him in the past, say, 2 years. So
Alright. Well, that is certainly helpful. Even if he isn't there, more than we had. Thank you kindly, ma'am.
yeah, sure. Good luck, and if you do somehow get an audience with the Anger, or if he's willing to talk to you, tell him he's still got a tab he's got to pay at this bar.
I'll add that onto the list. Tell him that he owes tab.
We'll let him know.
He owes me a favor, and you have a tab.
Have a good one.
Good luck. Of course. And keep your coin purses as close as possible walking through the town.
Thank you for the advice. And we're gonna head out. Monty
All right.
usher the 2 out.
You squeeze your way through the crowd of people going out. A couple of individuals like look at you, and these roughened, gruff faces. You kind of get this comedic like look towards you, and the beads of sweat kind of like rushing down their faces.
Monty winks
At
at
the
everyone
mention-
he makes eye contact with.
Oh dear.
You get a couple of coughs and then the immediate like uncomfortable eye contact, and they turn.
We're
Let's
too
go.
much of a lady for them, Monty. They can't handle you.
Oh dear. Whatever will I do?
So you guys head out towards the outskirts of town. We're gonna have our little 10-minute break.
Not the 4. Monty, failure.
Oh god.
Oh god, it reminds me of the animal handling from the last session. Like I should be good at this skill. Ah crap.
Oh shit. Yeah, classic.
Oh my god, the comedy and cringe from these sessions. Jesus Christ.
Monty really is me just saying whatever Monty is really me just saying the first shit that comes to mind. No filter. First thing that comes to mind, it's going out the mouth. And this is what happens.
That's my favorite character to make. That's all Cersei ever does. Just say whatever immediately pops into your head, even if it's the complete wrong thing.
Oh my god.
I feel like also I've created a space because I have a reasonably good charisma and I have proficiency in persuasion, but I just made a character who's like, I don't really do social situations, even though I'm really quite good at it.
What's your charisma score?
It's a +2, but I have a proficiency, so it's +4 at the moment.
Oh, that is glorious.
Well, I also have a +2 in charisma. I just don't have the proficiency, so it's just a +2.
Mm.
So I'm not that far behind you.
It was one of those things that I was like, that makes sense for, a lady who runs religious sermons. It feels like she needs to be able to have some sort of,
people skills.
skills about her, but like she's terrible at talking to people. She's like, ask me about something I know, and I could like ramble to you all day, but in a tavern, I hate it.
Meanwhile, Braidelin's here with a -2 charisma, because I felt -1 wasn't enough.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get a drink, and then I will be back. Because I finished my drink like an hour ago.
Oh my god, this session has felt like it's both been longer than it really has and shorter.
Yeah.
And I think that might just be because I am talking so much. And I think most of it is just panic talking, because I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
I hope you're taking notes, because I am so distracted.
I've been taking a decent amount of notes, yeah.
Good. I'm gonna steal them after session.
Oh yeah, I forgot you.
I have access
No,
to your
no,
Google Doc.
you have access to my other Google Doc, not
I have access to
to
one
the-
Google Doc.
you have access to Victa's notes, not Braidelin's.
And
Because
I'm
this,
gonna steal access to Braidelin's too.
I should probably remove the lore paragraph then.
Is there really any lore that I don't know already?
Yeah, fair enough.
Is there really
I mean,
any?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it really is. It really is just like what I mentioned earlier in the other channel. Just like, Braidelin's parents actually existing now, other than being fake concepts.
which let's be so real, you'd probably tell me about that at like 3 a.m. anyway. I also realized I had a background, that might have helped us find a tavern easily. City secrets. You know the secret patterns and flow to cities and can find passages through the urban sprawl that others would miss. Blah blah blah, and then something about traveling through this city faster. But basically, I know the ebb and flow of the city better.
That feels like it would have been more relevant for like finding alleyways and passages, like the fastest way through. Not it's finding a because
Well, we're looking for just kind of like a busy area and then finding a tavern in there.
yeah, fair enough.
Because it's not like we'd know the popular taverns just by looking around.
Yeah, fair enough. Like I just love that. But Braidelin, like Braidelin would have been able to find. I feel like would have been able to easily find the tavern, but like they've got a plus 11 to perception.
Oh. You have a plus 11 to perception and you're not rolling perception?
I did not roll perception because Braidelin did not know what the fuck they were looking for.
I'm obsessed with this.
Did I just come in to hear you have a plus 11?
Yeah, Braidelin has a
Yep.
plus 11 to perception and was letting us roll perception.
I have a plus
I-
1! What was happening?
I at least rolled perception for actually looking for the man, not the bar.
I mean, at least
How does Braidelin have a plus 11?
Plus 4 wisdom, proficiency in perception, and the observant feat, which gives a plus 5 bonus which gives another plus 5 bonus.
Oh yes, the observant feet. Humans, man. You get a free feat. Man. What are we doing, Monty? Why are we rolling perception?
I don't know. I have a plus 3 at least.
Oh, you're better. You got better than I have.
I got a little bit better than you, but oh my god, it's not a plus 11.
But again, you guys actually know what you were looking for.
It's fair. That is fair.
Braidelin does not know what could not tell you the difference between a tavern and a normal ass building.
Gosh. How old is Braidelin? Do you know, or have you not decided?
I have decided, if I remember, and I'm pretty sure they're 19.
Right. So it's an age thing. That's why Braidelin can't drink.
Yeah.
Well, not technically over here. You can drink.
I think they're either 19 or 20. I don't remember. Pretty sure. Think of me. I can't remember.
You're breaking up a lot.
Yeah. Do the classic where we all just turn off and on again. That's normally what I do when it starts cracking.
Trying to look and see. I need to up.
Okay, yeah, Braidelin is 19.
19. So legal to drink in some continents. Just not this one.
I mean, technically, gonna know?
I like that meme of like when you go into a tavern in D&D and they pull out a massive book of drinking ages for the races and go, right, what are you? Let me have a look at the drinking age for your race.
Oh god, yeah. At least it would be just like a pamphlet or something.
Sure. Okay, right. How old are you? Where's your ID? What?
How old
Look at
are
it, and
you
it's like,
what is your age and how many temporal anomalies have you encountered?
they're like, oh, you're an elf, okay. So the drinking age for an elf, or the drinking age for a Kenku is like 6 because they reach adulthood at like 5.
Technically the drinking age for kobolds was like a year.
Love it. It's like, when do you reach adulthood? That's when you get to be able to drink.
If Braidelin like rolled absolutely shit in the tavern looking for the man, I was going to have her wild shape.
Fly over everyone. Oh wait, you can't fly yet, can you? Can you?
No.
Moondruids are
Uh,
different. I can't never remember what they can do.
CR level, the CR level wise, yes. Other restrictions, just movement speeds, follow the same one.
You and all robot there. What?
Oh, I think we're all breaking up.
Oh,
I might
no.
just like come out and come back in, just see if that fixes it.
All right,
Cool.
turn it off and on again. Turn it off and on again. See how that goes. But yeah, moon druids, CR wise, that's the primary difference. The other other level restrictions, for flying and climb speed, or flying or swim speed.
Speeds. Oh yeah, it's based on level up, isn't it? That sort
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like forget when it all is, because obviously Cersei's past that at this point, so she
Yes.
can just do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah, at 4th level, fourth level, gain access to swimming speeds. At 8th level, gain access to flying.
They keep the cool one away from you until later, because they're like, you get a
Yeah.
swim speed, and you're like, yeah, but how many times am I going to use that in a campaign? Because most people, unless you're like playing a campaign that's, you know, in an area that has like a lot of water travel, chances are you're not really going to encounter a large body of water at any point. So you're like, cool, I can swim, but I'm not really going to use it that often.
Yeah. And Braidelin is already able to turn into CR level CR1 creatures.
So that's the difference with moon druids. You can do better transformations quicker, and you can get higher levels at the end of it.
Yeah. So I just love the fact that if the flying speed restriction was not there, Braidelin could already turn into a giant eagle.
Giant eagle.
But flying speed restriction.
Yeah, that's what gets ya.
But they can turn into a dire wolf, which
that is like one of the best transformations.
Which is very funny.
Also, not that it's relevant yet, because I think the CR level is too high, I want to say, for them. I could be wrong. But Jetty confirmed that Cersei could turn into a dinosaur.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So dinosaurs canonically live in this universe. So that's all I'm saying.
Perfect.
I mean, these continents have been described as very jungle and Monster Hunter-esque. So
Get your T-Rex transformation ready. Actually, I don't know what T-Rex is.
Cersei turns into a dinosaur, and Spiss is like, "Oh yeah, I've seen one of those."
They live in the forest.
Refuses to elaborate further.
Challenge level 8. A T-Rex. Yeah, she's It's never been her vibe though. So I don't have a card for a dinosaur because I only made cards for like the wild shapes that Cersei would use.
You're telling me
So
Cersei
she's-
would turn into a dinosaur?
No,
Why?
she likes fluffy things. She likes things that look fluffy and cute, or things that look like dumb and cute,
Or just really small.
or really small. That's her kind of vibe. I think the biggest she's got like she has like giant octopus, which is probably like the most out there of the things that she would transform into. But other than that, it's like birds, rabbits, bears. Like she's got spiders. She loves a spider. But like other than that,
At level, but yeah, at level 6 is when Braidelin gets access to like the to higher level wild shapes, and so at level 6, Braidelin could turn to an ankylosaurus.
yes, dinosaur.
We need to find like a really weird dinosaur for Cersei to turn into.
What's a dopey looking dinosaur?
The little mini raptors that have the frills.
Oh,
The spit
Yes!
venom out at people.
the spitting dinos. That feels like something she might do. It's just
what's
she
the-
likes dumb looking things, you know? She likes things that are silly.
Well, the guys that ram stuff too, they look pretty goofy.
Yeah, with the the ones that basically have a helmet as their skull.
Yeah.
Headbutt dinos. Pachycephalosaurus.
Pachycephalosaurus.
I googled that. I need everyone to know that. I don't really know that much about dinosaurs. I just typed in headbutt dinosaur. And Google knew what I meant.
That is honestly very funny that Google knew what you meant by that.
It was like, yeah, the dinosaur headbutt stuff.
Yeah, that
All
guy.
all I know is that Jurassic Park 3 has one of my favorite horror scenes when they're in the like pterodon cage and the kids walking across the foggy bridge. And he hears footsteps, but it's the pterodon like walking through the cage. Like that
Yeah.
was amazing. Such a good horror scene for a movie that's technically not is more of a thriller, not really horror. I would shit bricks if I ever saw something like that, especially stuck in a cage with me. I'd just be like, "Oh no,
Yeah, no,
Like,
thank
nope, I'm
you.
dead.
no." I recently have followed a lot of like dinosaur analog horror, and it's just horrifying. It is really scary because it's so real. Because you knew they existed at some point.
Yes.
So whenever people like show first off this big feathered lizard, right, that also makes like bird noises because dinosaurs canonically would make bird noises.
Canonically.
Yeah, to our canon, they make bird noises. Yeah, it's unsettling. They're just they're very unsettling creatures.
Describing history class as a lore dump.
Yeah. birds are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean,
Honestly. Like
This conversation is especially funny because I've been like messing with this rubber like fidget toy like poppet thing that doubles as like a chew toy, and it's in the shape of a dinosaur. So this entire time I've been like gnawing on this like rubber dinosaur.
congratulations, you are biting it. Congratulations, you are biting a dinosaur in more ways than one.
I am chewing on a dinosaur chew toy.
Made of old dinosaur.
made of old dinosaurs.
While we're talking about
Look
dinosaurs.
like a dino chewing a dino.
Yep. While we're talking about dinos.
And we return at the outskirts of town. As you enter more into jungle, you find exactly what you were told to look for. a manor of sorts, somewhat large, 3-story, but the third floor being more of where the attic would be, essentially, in a rectangular shape. It has it's not super huge. It's just a little. It's a bit generous for one person to live in. It looks like it hasn't really been taken care of a lot on the outer end. You can see nature almost kind of taking it back. The vines growing onto the edges, covering half of the manor itself.
If we go inside here and we find a dead body and we don't have Malachi with us, I'm not bringing it back for him.
Great.
He's just gonna have to live without dissecting this one.
This particular dead person that may or may not be in there. Maybe we just don't tell him.
Yeah.
There was no dead body. If there was, if there is, there isn't one.
He doesn't
Well,
need to know. Shall we go knock and see what falls apart?
I mean,
Yep.
I don't think it's. This place doesn't look that dilapidated.
Nah, but it'd be funny. We're gonna go up and Monty's gonna knock on the front door.
Doom, doom, doom. You knock at the front door. A minute passes. 5 minutes pass. And you see this almost like sliding window at the door kind of slide down. Can I help you?
Possibly. You the anger?
Perhaps. What is it that you require from me? I do not wish to be bothered unless there is a good reason.
Of course. The jewel says you owe her a favor and you should pay it forward.
You hear kind of a cough and a choke on the other end. Jade Jewel.
Yeah. Lovely woman.
Oh, damn it. All right. And the small screen lifts up, and you hear it. Doom. And the door opens. It just opens slightly, cracks. You may enter.
Yeah. Monty's gonna enter no hesitation.
Yeah, following through.
Sciel kind of looks at the door and she's like, oh god, okay, yep,
Yeah.
okay. And follows in behind everyone.
You enter. What immediately is present to you is the low lit house. You hear the crackling of fire from the fireplace. and the lack of candles or any form of lighting anywhere else besides what comes through the windows, and even then, only really the wind from the windows on the left hand side of the house, since the windows on the right have pretty much been covered by the vines. And it is in the walkway immediately where the stairs are. To the right, you can see the fireplace crackling. In this room, this larger, almost living room area, where you see the darkened silhouette of a large man standing behind what looks like to be a screen door. You may enter. Present yourselves. Who are you, and what favor does the Jade Jewel ask for?
Of course. I'm Monti. This is Sciel. I feel like I mispronounced that. No.
No, you're good.
I'm Monti. This is Sciel, Braidelin, and Quinn. We we've been told to come talk to you about something you once dealt with called the Frenzied Virus.
You hear kind of like I don't know how to explain. In hand, like intense breathing on the other end, and you hear, oh well, all right. Which is strange. The voice is different. It's a bit cragglier, higher pitched, but it's low. Frenzied Virus. Bizarre.
Oh.
I'm changing the music.
Okay.
The ambience. I haven't experienced this Frenzy Virus in quite a while. Interesting, the fact that it's resurfaced itself. Tell me, what do you know? What experience have you had, or what is the Jade Jewel specifically asked for in terms of the Frenzied Virus?
Why does his behavior feel so suspicious?
Because it is.
Did you say he sat behind a screen similar to how the Jade Jewel was, like a pull screen kind of thing, like a privacy?
Kind
screen?
of. Not as elegant, not like a curtain like the Jade Jewel has that splits the room. It's almost like one of those like the Japanese screen doors or screen
Right.
like just portable screens. And the funny thing is the silhouettes of this tall individual on the other end. You can see the distinct standing man, muscular, with two arms to his side. It has not moved at all. It stayed static on the other end of the screen.
Can I, as we all know by now, I have my familiar. Can I tell my familiar to basically just go behind the screen because he's a little chameleon who's camouflaged?
Sure.
I tell him to round the screen. And I believe my computer's just turned off, but I believe Find Familiar lets me look through my familiar's eyes, I want to say. I'm just going to look. Okay, Owen has confirmed, because I was going to look the spell up. And as he goes to round the corner, I kind of, because we're stood together, presumably. So I just sort of step a little closer, to Monty just to make sure that I'm not gonna like topple over. And I want to look through my familiar's eyes and just see what's behind there.
All right.
Because I'm nosy. And you can take the Cersei out of the character, but you can't take the character out of Cersei, or whatever the right way around for that is.
So your little chameleon kind of skitters across to the other end, with nothing really paying it mind. And as it does, you see in the other end that silhouette of a tall, muscular half giant is what looks like to be a cutout of wood.
Yeah, felt that one.
Shaped in that manner. But what's more peculiar is what you see behind it. Standing on top of what looks like to be a stool. This elderly, bald man, kind of shrunken down in size, stands on top as he speaks into what looks like to be a strange cylinder contraption. And as when he does, you hear the gruff voice come out on the other end. So this frenzied virus has returned. What is it that you've discovered? Like, in what situations have you discovered it?
Well, we've fought a creature, a Azuros under its effects.
Monty's gonna
Got-
like elbow Braidelin as soon as she starts giving details. Like true details. And like shake her head. Came across it in a mission.
Right.
Told we could get more information about it from you.
Of course, but I would have to. I'm just curious to see what position the virus has come back in. But what is it that you want to know about the virus?
As this is like playing out, I'll just tell you, his name's Blue, and Blue comes back toward Sciel. I'm gonna cast a message. And just like behind my hand, I'm gonna whisper to the guys. I feel like it's probably not the most. Is it? Hold on. Is it 25 lines like sending? No, it's not. Okay. I feel like it's probably not completely unobvious, but that's a cardboard cutout. And there's just a bald, slightly slim gentleman stood on a stool behind that. I'm not entirely sure if that's the anger and that's what time has done to him, but that cardboard cutout's certainly not real, so, you know, keep that in mind.
Right now, Braylin's definitely just like glancing over at Monty since
Monty's gonna
like
pat Braylin's shoulder in like assurance. Like a sorry I elbowed you, but
more so in a all right. What did you want to do?
What do we do about the bald guy behind the curtain?
well, I'd love to talk about this. We've told we kind of have prove who we are. But we'd like if you don't mind, before we give a little detail and get too far into this conversation, uh, we just want to make sure we have all our ducks in a row and confirm you are who you say you are.
Ducks?
Yeah, you've come looking for me. I don't know what it is I
Of course, but
require to.
anyone can agree that they are who they're asked after. Anyone can take anyone's place.
I will say no one here is willing to announce themselves as the anger. I am offended. I am well renowned. No one really wants to take my debt as well. Oh, God damn it. And you hear footsteps hit the ground, and coming across from the other end, this elderly, hunched down individual. You see these features now from them. They're bald in their head, but they have a quite a large beard. The race is it's there. This is a half giant, for sure, but their size does not fit the description of the anger. Their arms are tattooed, like you were told, but the skin has sagged over time, and the tattoos lose its design. All right, fine. I am the anger. Life has not been very kind to me, but I am him. And he pulls out from his bag that he has on him the same sigil. This is my crest from when I was in my old hunting party. Here, you can confirm it. And he tosses it to you.
Monty will give the sigil to Sciel to confirm, because I think Sciel has the other one.
No. I'll like compare the two, the one that the Jade Jewel gave us and his, and see if it looks legit.
Yep, they seem identical. What gives it away is the eyes, the gems that are placed into the eyes are definitely not cheap. And if anyone were to try to make a fake imitation of these things, they would have to dump a sum of money for it.
We give a confident nod as I hand it back to Monty, because I can't throw to save my life.
I'll walk it back over and hand it to the anger. Thank you. Thank you kindly, sir. And I apologize, but the cardboard cutout was a little suspicious.
Look, if I was experienced enough to make a moving cutout, I would. But I'm not really much of a techie type. I just hit things. Have a seat. I've been standing for too long. And he kind of, with his cane, walk over to one of the chairs, and he just kicks down the cutout with the cover, essentially.
Sorry, we ruined your bit.
No, you're fine. And he sits down and he pours tea. Monty, not Monty, sorry. Name from the past popped in my head for some reason.
Monty's everywhere.
Different time version of Monty.
The jewel seems to have cashed in their favor, huh? Wow. Looks like she hasn't really sent you here without purpose. Um, the virus, peculiar. The frenzied virus, it's been out there for quite some time. It's died out. It seems to have come back, which is not a good sign. I've seen it in my heydays. I speak of age because I am old, but this depiction of me is not what I really am. I unfortunately have messed with things I shouldn't have, and I've found myself into a peculiar place. Bit of a curse, one would say. And so I look the way I am because of it. And well, here I am. I've been being a recluse for quite a while, in embarrassment of the anger that once was 2 years ago.
I'm sorry, but you haven't seeked out like a healer of some description?
No.
Oh.
Why would I want to go out looking like this at all?
Ah?
They're not even gonna recognize me. I have a reputation. I'm the anger the second they see me looking like your grandpa's grandfather. It's gonna ruin it. It's gonna make me lose street cred.
I mean,
I can get that.
no, if you look so different from how you did before, could you not just call yourself a different name? Say you're not the anger?
No, I didn't think about that.
We are solving problems.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, just...
Apologies. The facade was a bit much, but I haven't had visitors in a while, and I didn't want anyone. But to be fair, it doesn't seem like any of you really knew me from my heyday, so I'm not really losing much here. The name's you can call me Dee Dee.
That's so cute because I've been writing Jade Jewel as JJ. JJ and Dee Dee.
I haven't used my real name in a long time, so I'm not gonna start again. I've been going by the anger for a while, but Dee Dee's a name that can work. If you don't want to throw that name around, people are gonna start asking you where I am so I can pay back my debts.
That's fair. I mean, not that we're not debt collectors of any sense, but we did get asked to tell you that you did have a debt. And I'm not saying that you have to pay it back. You don't seem like you want to go talk to anyone.
I won't.
But I am saying that now I've passed the message on, so now it's not my fault. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you guys are peculiar looking folk. Stranger than I am. Not in a negative way, just unique. It seems like the Jade Jewel has had her eyes on you for a reason. And now she brought me over. She brought you over to me to pay my debts. She might have not told you, but I don't think she specifically asked you, so I can just lead you to the next possible clue. Looks like we're going to be working together for a little bit.
Sounds fine by me. from what I've the Jade Jewel has said, this ain't exactly sound like it's gonna be a done deal. A lot of what this is. So,
Well, I promised the Jewel a long time ago that if anything involving the Frenzied Virus would come back, then I would be first to come and head the investigation on it since I've had the most experience with it. And I told her that she would, if I were to do that, she would have to send me workers. Congratulations.
lucky us.
It's like
Hooray.
that'd be getting your missions from me from now on. The virus. I'm not much of a bookie type or a reader of sorts, but I've had my fair share of hands-on experience with creatures with the virus. It does things to monsters. We found various different monsters at the brink of death, only to spring back up with much more vigor than they've had before, changing in coloration sometimes, giving a much more aggressive interaction. Don't be fooled, though. The virus doesn't kill you and bring you back. It temporarily stops your heart or slows it at such a minimal pace, only to reinvigorate you at double the capacity. But as far as I know, it's really only affected monsters. Fought some Narkugas and as an ogre once that came back. But there is a peculiar thing it does occasionally, and he kind of steps down and waddles over and opens up what looks like to be a cupboard, and he rummages around. Occasionally, the virus, if it sets in the host for long periods of time, it creates something different, something new. I've deemed it terms apex. They're known as apex creatures. They take on a different, how do I say, nature to what they've previously had. I've once fought an apex Nargacuga, and it seemed to have changed in its design and its abilities and its aptitude, almost coexisting with the virus and being enhanced by it.
From what it sounds, there's a possibility what we dealt with could have been an apex of an Azuros. It was big red or big red veins, black in color. Uh, it was weird, almost hunting other Azuros. was turning sheep. It affected sheep, which is why I think the Jade sent us here. It's real concerned. One of the
Affected
reasons.
sheep. That's quite peculiar. I don't think I've ever seen it affect anything but other monsters. It's very strange indeed. And your presumption would be right. The monster you've fought, the description you've given me reminds me of an apex Azuros I fought once before. Strange. That would mean that the virus had been taking roots silently over time on certain creatures. For something to become an apex, it would have to have been scarred over time by battle, along with the virus. Looks like whatever is infecting things have been slowly doing it within, outside of Hunter's peripherals. I've never seen the source of the virus before. It's always eluded us. But I do have perhaps a clue for your next step. And he pulls out finally what he was looking for in the cupboards. And he tosses it to you. It's a patch. It's a bit worn, and it looks like it has what seems to be a head of like an Azuros in the design, with an arrow like through it.
Oh.
That patch was originally on this group of hunters that I've found. I originally was going to help them back about 2 years ago, and I did. Only for me to find out that they wanted to keep the monster alive. And I was like, well, capturing is not unheard of. Sometimes the guild gives you missions to capture instead of kill. But when I asked them for what guild they worked for, they wouldn't tell me. And so I let them go on their way and into investigating. Followed them, stalked them to where they went, only to find an encampment not too far off. Poachers. Monster poachers. Now, the occasional hunting of monsters outside of guild jurisdiction is not unheard of, as well as under survival circumstances. You're very much allowed to kill off monsters that give you a threat if your life is in danger. Of course. Even for individuals who do it to test their might, it's not really looked down upon. But poachers, they capture and kill monsters on the regular, and large amounts at that, depending on how big the group is. And that can cause problems for the ecosystem for sure. It's unregistered, it's unrestricted as well. Well, these poachers, the last time I found them, they had what seemed like to be various captured monsters that were infected with the frenzy. At the time, I didn't pay it no mind. I thought perhaps some of these creatures were deceased. But now looking back at it, and with the recent news of the re-emergence of the Frenzied Virus, maybe my eyes weren't deceiving me after all. I would like you to pay these poachers a visit. For your sake, probably stealthily. Um, but I mean, whatever rules you play by, you perhaps can find some more evidence to what creature can possibly be causing this. As well as I'm willing to pay you an extra sum if you're able to cause chaos within the encampment and cause a bit of trouble for these poachers. Maybe release a couple of monsters and let them wreak havoc, seek their revenge on the encampment.
Now that sounds absolutely like something we can also do. Stealth and Chaos. It's our middle name.
Is that actually your middle names?
I mean, maybe.
Jill just gestures to herself. She's like, does that look like that's my middle name?
Monty's just grinning.
Well, your parents definitely set you up for something.
Yeah. I didn't know him, so.
Right, not gonna ask any more questions about that.
He's like, I don't care about your parents.
Monty is stoked. She's having a great time. So, encampment, stealth, find more about these creatures, cause a bit of chaos.
Of course, don't tell the Jade Jewel about
Of course.
I just would not like to hear what she wants to tell me about it at all. Honestly, I would like to continue my position as the anger in many people's eyes. Um,
Did you want us to like look for a cleric that has, or perhaps a paladin that has access to removing curses and all that sort of thing? I mean, I haven't met Malachi, but I'm not entirely sure if Malachi is at a level where he would know that sort of thing. But is that something you want help with? I mean, if we're going.
if you can find some manner of means to lift this curse off me, then absolutely. But it stumped me. Granted, I don't know lick shit about magic, but I know my way around enchanted diseases, whatever you call a curse.
Mm-hmm.
But just not enough to know what to do with it. So
Very well. I mean, we'll keep an ear to the ground and see what we can find for you.
would you put your ear in the ground?
It's a never mind.
I love this.
Oh, good luck, and please close the door on your way out. Well, is there anything else you need to know from me? Is there anything you would want to ask before you leave? So I'm not letting you back in until you're done.
You got a general location on idea of where they might be?
The woods outside of this town, somewhere in there, in the jungle.
Gotcha.
Somewhere in the jungle.
My sense of direction is not the best.
Fair. We'll figure it out.
Does your friend here just not say anything?
I mean, not usually.
You know what? Yeah, Braid, you got any questions?
None in particular.
Quinn, do you want to ask a question?
Well, good luck. Um, don't don't come back if you fail. What else do people say to?
Nah, I think that's
Lovely.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's about it.
never really been in charge of a group before.
Don't come back if we fail, and good luck. Sounds good to me.
All right, nice.
You're doing great.
Here, use 2 copper. Buy yourself something nice. And I think that's it. I think that's all that I'm supposed to do. All right.
Thank you kindly. Hopefully we'll bring you good news.
Or you won't bring me news at all. Either way, I'm fine. Bye.
Exactly. Bye.
And as you walk out, you hear the door close, and then the various amounts of locks replaced in.
I love this man already.
Is he really in a position to be like, do it right or don't do it at all? Like, don't come back? Because
No.
Monty, I think you were taller than him. Like, I think you towered over him.
Listen. I think he's trying so hard, and I love him for it.
Certainly was trying.
You have to admit that cardboard cutout was great.
It was it was interesting for sure. Not very convincing.
No, but I'm amused.
Well, then I suppose it did its job.
Alright, well. And now we find a camp of poachers. Typically, obviously, some of the most easy people to find because they're so want to be caught.
I mean, is that something? I look over to Braidelin and Quinn. I don't know if that's something you would be. You seem like a tracker, from what I've heard. Would you know where to look?
Tracking of a sorts. I've finding creatures easy enough, but finding people,
Well, I mean, they'd have creatures. They're poachers. We just don't know exactly what creatures he has.
Perhaps maybe if we locate a track of a larger creature, because would poachers normally use traps and such to catch them while they're not there? If we find a trap, we might find. If we find a creature trail, we might likely find a trap, which might lead us to them, perhaps.
If they're anything like the standard hunter, whatever that counts as, I mean, probably. I mean,
so if we head toward the woods, Braidelin, do you think you might be able to pick up a trail of a larger, see if you can find some evidence of a larger creature that might be prowling around?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, Azuros. Quick question: wouldn't Azuros be like one of the larger creatures found in the area?
Yeah, technically by creature standard, yes. By monster standard, they're about smaller and to medium size for the monsters. Things like Nargacugas and Zenogres are much larger.
Nigga. Well, I mean, for monster-wise, then Azuros would. That's practically I mean, yeah. Trying to find a Nargacuga would be easy enough. Easy enough in the woods. Might be. Yeah, might. If you're able to get close enough to, if you get the chance, might be able to talk to a bird or something.
That's a good idea. I mean, yes, a creature that's airborne, as you say, might have a bit more of a bird's eye view on things. Literally.
Yeah, they have at least made better conversation than squirrels.
I would love to know what kind of conversation squirrels have.
I mean, they are smaller creatures who have. So they're smaller creatures who are, eat plants. So they're mainly concerned with not dying. So.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, birds not as likely to get. Definitely seems smarter, at least.
Amazing. Well, yeah, I'll follow you on this one, honey, because I'm better in the city, unfortunately. Ain't know
Alright.
much about the woods.
Oh, all right. And moving to it. Yeah, that after presumably walking to the woods after the conversation. Just realized that Braidelin. Just recognize the fact that Braidelin has a passive perception of 21.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah, observant
Yeah.
feat.
Very large.
But yeah, Braidelin is going to make a perception check to while walking through the woods to see if we can spot any tracks.
All right. Go for it.
That is a 19. So with a plus 11 in perception, 30.
Jesus. Okay.
We are level 3. Dial it back.
No. Listen. Everything like perception, investigation, and survival are the only skill checks higher than 5. They're the only ones. The highest other stat I have is plus 4 in wisdom checks.
So
and that's
also
just
pretty high pluses on things. It's crazy.
I mean, listen, variant human allows me to take a feat. I have the observant feat, which gives you a plus 5.
Yeah, very human. Yeah, that's with that perception. You look around. investigating the forest areas as you guys have walked in for about 30 minutes or so. And you find tracks for Azuros and perhaps something larger walking across that you can't necessarily distinct. But then you see what looks like to be footprints. But the more telling thing about it are not just footprints, but the wheels of a cart. And they head towards the left side of where you're currently standing, and they still seem fresh.
All right, yeah, this. I mean, I've seen a lot of tracks in my time, but something tells me straight that looks a lot like a wheel. Footprints are also a bit of a giveaway. So that looks they also seem to be going that way as well. So either most likely to their camp.
Yeah, hazard a guess.
I like to imagine that Monti and Sciel are just cannot differentiate what the tracks in normal gaps in foliage.
There are lines in the mud.
There's something there. I mean, I'm perfectly happy to follow your lead on this, Braidelin. I have absolutely no idea what any of this is. And also, I hate everything about this. She jumps at every rustle of a bush that she hears, or the trees moving.
Ah, come on, Sciel. The worst that happens, we get killed by poachers. It's fine.
The worst?
Yeah. Or we could get eaten by a creature, typical
Hey.
stuff.
Or natural disasters.
Exactly. Normal thing.
Thanks. So it just gets worse from here.
Nah, that's
More-
not the worst case scenario.
I mean, since it has been brought up, Braidelin is the inverse of Sciel, is a lot more natural in the woods. We have just made the perfect gradient of.
I'm also thrown off of the absolute opposite to Cersei.
But I'm not going around being like, this is amazing. This is the best day of my life.
I'm gonna set something on fire.
Set something on fire, fly up into the trees. Ciel's
Ciel-
get me out of here.
Ciel's obviously not heard of the horrors that the Mogs can give you of tickling your toes and giving you wet willies. Death is quite literally at their lowest points of torture.
And it's like, you don't know.
But yeah, moving through the forest
All right.
with my pals.
With my pals.
Begins to follow the tracks. And it takes you further in within the forest. About an hour passes. And the tracks take a hard right. But before that, bless you do notice a break in front of you. You're slightly above on a hill, and it dips down into what looks like an open field that has a river crossing through the middle. And there you can see the encampment, various amounts of different bandits moving materials and tying together what looks like to be tusks from some creature in large cages, you see Azuros is kind of sitting down in these tight cages that barely give them any space. On the very end, you can see this large Nargacuga like tied down, and as an individual kind of walks in, two of the bandits walk forward. The Nargacuga kind of snarls at them and whips its head to take a bite. But one of the bandits pulls out what looks like to be a prong and pushes it back.
We're definitely releasing the Nargacuga. That's my goal.
I take it. Take it. This is likely what we're looking for.
Yeah. Bandit camp if I've ever seen one. Poacher camp, whatever.
What do you guys do?
Does it make sense for us to sort of observe for a moment, or just to kind of get an idea of their movements?
I mean,
It would. And we also gotta figure out if they have any of the mine's blanking on the word.
frenzied.
Oh yeah, on any of the frenzy infected monsters. Because if they don't
I mean-
have any, we ain't gonna learn much here.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, bit of table talk. We were basically told to like finding the source of trying to find a sign of what the source of the frenzy virus could be.
Oh, yeah. Also, I didn't tell you because I forgot to say it but he would have told you the possibility of them having information somewhere in there of their experiences coaching, like logs or something that can probably tell you. So there's also that as a possibility of being able to go in, sneak in, and maybe take
Gotcha.
what you can find. So he would have told you that as well, but the old man's memories are not working very well.
The artificial old man.
Yes.
How many people can we see, poachers wise, down in the camp?
You see about like 10, 11 individuals.
We could take him.
Should- I mean, I was wondering what the likelihood is that they know who one another is, but if there's that little of them, chances are they would recognize an unfamiliar face. I would have thought.
I mean, I could probably just go down there as a bird, or not a bird. I mean, I could All right, let me.
My only worry about sending you in as an animal is that they are poachers,
But they're
and they might
monster-
try and kill you.
If they're just monster poachers, though. If it's just a regular fucking creature.
I
Tiny ass
don't think they
info.
don't think they
True.
care much for a rat.
Yeah, but they might squish you.
Or feed you to a monster.
That'd be
Well,
way
like,
more tragic. You
if they
turn
do,
back
I
into
can cause
Braidelin inside a monster.
I mean, And if they do try anything, I got options to cause a lot more problems for them.
Yeah, that causes problems for us.
Solves the problem of me becoming Azuros feed.
Yes, and then puts you in the way of 14, 15 men and women who might try and kill you. I think if we could limit our chances of getting spotted, that probably makes the most amount of sense, but there's not very many ways of doing that. Is anyone good at stealthiness? Because I can turn someone invisible.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, same here. I mean, Cloak's pretty decent at it. Help me. Pretty decent at helping me with that.
Now, if you were to quantify how good you are,
If you're
Tell-
put a number to it.
if you were between a number of like 1 and 10, or maybe like 1 and 15, what would you say?
Pure stats wise, +4, but Coruscant don't have it written down what the cloak can do.
Stealth, I have a +5.
And yeah, advantage on stealth checks to hide.
Okay. But you do get advantage anyway with invisibility, with all that sort of stuff, because you're invisible.
Yeah, specifically, wisdom, perception checks made to see you have disadvantage. Advantage on dexterity stealth checks to hide.
So it seems it makes stealthily wise, it makes the most sense for Monti, but visually wise, it would make the most sense for Braidelin. But then if we're looking for documents, it would make the most sense for me, but definitely not for stealth, because I'm terrible at stealth. So never look in my direction with the word stealth. Or we could just play the whole we're new recruits. We want to join you. That doesn't feel like we don't really look like recruits.
That sounds like the
There's a third
worst
option.
That ain't gonna work. I'm gonna say that right now.
Do I not look like a poacher? Do I not look like I have the potential?
I don't think. No. I'm just. No.
No.
I have a few doubts on how that would work. And Quinn sort of grumbles in agreement on that.
I mean, as we kind of are looking at this camp, is it like just like a campsite, or are there like is there like a wall surrounding it that's like been built by them, or is it like you can kind of enter from any side kind of vibe?
It doesn't look like it's walled. It definitely looks like they have it much more open. It seems like they've had maybe they might have had trouble building a wall because of the river that crosses in between, but it's not a large river by any means. It's smaller. They have things built around it. But no, it doesn't seem like, whether it's negligence or confidence, they didn't really build a wall to cover, or if they did it to not really much more visible from a distance.
In my brain tells me that what makes the most sense is have someone, either of you two. I'll turn you invisible. I'll stay up here, obviously. And you rummage around, try and find some documents that might help, and just take them with you. Like, leave with the documents, and then we can research to our heart's content without the threat of someone walking in on us and trying to kill us.
I mean,
Yeah, that sounds about as good as we can get.
yeah.
do you suppose Quinn could stay here with you?
I mean, I do. It's a concentration spell, so I can only cast it on one of you because I don't have a high enough arcana, let's say, to do it on both of you. So you would have to hash that one out because it's not actually. This is the deciding factor. Who's good at looking for things? Investigation.
Well, I think this might also decide who can read.
Oh,
Who knows who can't read?
forgot that might be a factor that neither of you know how to read.
Well, okay, no. Spit, not. I read my own Discord name. Monty is functionally illiterate. She can read,
But-
kind of.
Okay.
She can get by. She's not completely illiterate.
Okay, I'll tear out a page from my journal and I'll write buzzwords. I'll write poacher, I'll write virus, I'll write out frenzied, frenzy, and like any words that I think are important to us. So that's kind of like the vibe. I would write some creature names as well. And then I'll fold the paper up and I'll hold it out. And we're like, right, whoever goes, this will be invisible with you, but you'll still be able to see it. And that will help, hopefully, with any words that look a little odd. But again, I'm not sure which one of you is the best for that. You'll have to hash that one out.
I mean,
Because I can't see your sheets, so I don't know.
sending only one of us in, I mean, doesn't seem the best. I mean,
Hold on. Let me just check invisibility real quick. Creature touch becomes invisible. Anything the target is. If there's anything the target is wearing or carrying. I think we did this with Cersei and Casilla. If Braidelin turns into a mouse and is on Monti, and I turn Monti invisible, that would turn Braidelin invisible. Because we did that with Castilla and Cersei when we went to go see the man whose name escapes me, who died pinned to a wall with a sword, an axe. Leo, that was it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in theory, I mean, if you were happy, Braidelin, to turn into a little creature of some description, and Monty, you were happy to carry Braidelin, then you would both be invisible.
I think Braidelin would be the best to go for like investigation, like looking. However, I don't. Can Braidelin read like at all?
They can read Druidic, but they do not know they can read Druidic.
Okay, so Braidelin can't read at all.
So then that solves the backup problem. I mean, because obviously Braidelin's a little worried sending one person in. If you carry a mouse or rat or little tiny creature version of Braidelin, then you can both be invisible. Head down to have a little look around, steal some stuff, come back. I'll stay here with Quinn.
Yep.
If that works for you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. I only have a negative one. I only have a negative one in investigation.
Okay. So
I got +6.
it's it lasts for an hour, the invisibility, so you have some time, you have some leeway. But you cannot do anything. So don't attack anything or cast a spell because you will become visible again.
I dream of it.
You're more than welcome to, pick up things and move things around, but basically don't attack or get attacked. You'll be fine. And I'll stay up here, concentrating on the spell with Quinn.
We could also just send the chameleon in.
How
I mean,
long
we-
would that take?
He's a little guy. How much he hasn't got very much. Well,
I mean, the
what's his
chameleon.
movement?
We send Monty in with the chameleon.
I mean, his movement speed is 30 feet. Time.
Send Monty in with both.
You can take you want. To be fair, if you take blue, if
Can Blue read?
no, but if blue sees anything, if you see anything that you think is important and you can't make it out, you can't identify it or read it or whatever the case may be, if you let blue know, I will look through blue's eyes and I will try and read it.
I
The only
realistically, we could also
issue-
just grab anything, like all
Just-
the
yeah.
documents we find.
Steal everything that seems relevant.
Like,
If it makes you feel better, you can take blue with you if you need them. But
No, this is gonna go great. Nothing can go
Okay.
wrong with my -1 investigation.
right. I'll yeah, ready when you guys are then.
I'm always ready.
yeah. And
Cool.
Braidelin is. I'm gonna use one of my combat wild shapes since this feels more applicable than casual and turn into a rat.
All right. You shrink down into a rat.
And yeah, I sort of let a Braidelin like find where they want to perch themselves, where Monty wants a rat to sit in a bag on a shoulder. I don't know.
Monty, I'll just put you on her shoulder.
Yeah.
And then I will tap Monty on the forehead, and Monty, to me and Quinn, will become invisible.
Monty winks as she
Right.
goes invisible. At Sciel.
She just like nods. She's like, "Yep, this feels about right." Remember, you have an hour.
Alright, I'll try and come back with so much fun stuff.
I believe in you both wholeheartedly.
Maybe try and sound like you believe it when you say that.
I'll work on it. It'll be better when you get back.
I'll
Perfect.
work on
If you come back with results, I'll be worked.
Yeah.
It'll be worked on.
I am now the Jade Jewel. I'm like, if you come back with results, then I'll be okay.
God, everyone is so focused on results in this world.
it. All right. So, invisible you are. I would like a stealth check with advantage.
I don't think I have to bother.
Give me one just in case you decide to leave as a rat on your own.
21.
Yeah, that.
If I can give you double advantage, I would because you're a rat, but I can't. So just the
Yeah, that is a 19. Braidelin stealth +4, so 13. But rat stealth, I do not know.
I could tell you. I have a rat
Uh,
card. Your
I
dex
just-
is a flat. It's nothing. It's a 0.
Yeah, but yeah, either way. Yeah, physical. you inherit the physical traits, not the mental. So yeah, that'd be a flat 19.
All right. And it's just you two, right? Is it going in?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep,
Alright.
I'm staying on the hill. I'm looking out to see if anything happens, but I can't really do anything about it. So I'm just sitting on the hill with Quinn, just like following Quinn's, like, just sitting whatever Quinn's doing. I'm like, hang out with the wolf.
You guys go and approach towards the encampment quietly and slowly, and with invisibility. Even with advantage, the invisibility also helps a lot as you begin to approach the encampment. After about a few minutes that they leave, Sciel,
Mhm.
you begin to feel a little cold. And you notice as you look around this thick, blackish fog begins to
Uh-oh.
roll in.
Oh.
And that's where we're going to leave today's session.
Oh no!
Perfect. Right.
It's going well already. 10 out of 10. I would just also like it to be known that as it's a concentration spell, if I lose concentration, you guys become visible.
Nothing could go
So-
wrong here.
Nothing can possibly go wrong. Gosh.
That sounds like a Monty problem, considering Braidelin is a rat.
Yeah, this sounds like a Monty problem. Oh god.
Did that random lady appear out of nowhere? Quickly, kill her.
Monty
I got
randomly
her.
appearing. Oh god. Sprint.
Shit. Like, oh, how did I get here? This isn't the supermarket.
It's a woman that can turn invisible? She's a witch.
This isn't the board trout.
Damn, this isn't the library.
This isn't
I
the
think I've had a few
library.
too many beers.
I took a wrong turn somewhere. How did this happen?
This isn't
I
a
mean-
beach. This is a bathtub.
I was just viscerally reminded of the meme of like when it's like, did that random woman appear in the middle of nowhere? Kill her. I was just reminded of the like, it's like SpongeBob and Squidward like in the middle of a fucking desert. It's like don't worry, SpongeBob. I saw us on Fortnite once. Turns into a fucking snowman. Final panels. It's like he sticks to that snowman. And there's just fucking hail bolts. Like it sounds fucking insane. Like all memes
It
are,
does
but like
sound insane.
I know. I've seen that one before.
yeah, like
We're just gonna go perfect because this is the best plan. So to be fair, pretty solid plan. As long as nothing goes wrong. But I guess that's what most plans hinge on. Nothing going wrong.
Yeah. Just like every plan, if nothing goes wrong, it'll go great.
Yeah. It's okay. Quinn will protect me. That's my. Quinn is my guard dog. That's what I'm relying on right now.
My god.
okay. I found a link to what insanity I'm referring to. For whatever reason, for whatever reason, it is really fucking loud. So I'll give that warning.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, I think we learned quite a lot.
We've learned that anger is a small old man.
I think based on, because I'm just looking at my calendar. So obviously I'm away for the 4th and the 11th, or the 3rd and the 10th for you guys, because I'm in Florida. I'm weirdly closer than I am right now.
Oh,
In
yeah.
October.
Yeah.
So if we were doing 4 weeks, the next time we would play as a group would be the 27th. So you guys would have 3 weeks in a row of the Team Cringe fail.
Oh gosh.
Sciel's just gonna go missing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
get and then on the 27th, I'm gonna go missing in the fog, and then you can have to come find me for the 3rd and the 10th.
And
And,
we're gonna have to,
and Bonnie's invisibility will just drop.
Probably, yeah.
Great. I'm so glad we went with this plan.
It's fine. Because we have, if we're doing like a one out of 4, I am here for the 27th, which is the Team Cringe fail for that week, that month. So I will be here. You just have to get in and out before I disappear and die.
Perfect. No way this can fail.
There's no way it can go wrong. It's a flawless plan.
Oh my god. And maybe we'll actually finally have everyone together.
Yeah. It'll be quite funny because it'll be like you guys are invisible and Malachi appears and Malachi's like, finally I found you. What have you guys been doing? And Quinn and Sciel are like, oh, they're down there.
Malachi will find Quinn and be like, I know you. I don't know you.
Yeah, who the hell are you?
I know the wolf. I don't know you. Where the fuck are my team?
Go on, they're down there. They're not gonna die. It's fine.
Well, you see, we sent them into the pit of poachers. We sent the 2 illiterate people into the pit of poachers to find documents.
Because they were better at sneaking. They've been told to grab everything that they can put in their pockets or tiny rat hands.
I actually don't know if everyone technically knows that Monti can't read. I think that's a secret.
Yeah.
I do not think, like,
So I think Sciel is sending Monti in, assuming Monti can read.
honestly, yeah, like, I did have the idea of, like, when, like, after all of this and, like, we grab all the documents, Braidelin just asking, like, okay, why are these important? It's just a bunch of ink on it?
Well, that's the real question. Why are they important? You come back and it's just like menus for the camp.
We grabbed the wrong documents, they just happen to have the buzzwords on them.
Yeah. That's what they name their fancy dishes on like Sundays. They're like, oh, it's the frenzy pie.
Oh god.
You're like, shit. Because these are not what we're looking for.
It's like, Monty, I thought you could read. What the hell is this? Well, you see, Braidelin really
Brought me
wanted
there.
them.
Braidelin's a rat, so can't defend themselves. Oh,
It's
Have
funny
fun.
seeing how awkward the group is right now
It's
because
so funny.
you guys bounce off yourselves so well in Kaleidoscope that here everyone's kind of like, what do we do?
it's like, what can you do to help us in this scenario? How do we move forward?
It's so good.
Like like during those moments, I have the feeling of like, hey, I could just say a thing and we could just move on. But I'm playing Braidelin, the absolute last person who would speak up and say such a thing.
It's always great.
I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to be speaking up because I'm so used to being Spiff who doesn't. And then I'm like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be the talkie. Shit.
Wait, that's me!
Like there'll be silence for a few seconds, and then I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to feel that.
like 2 pages behind in a script, and then you get to the page and you're like, oh crap, that's my line.
Yeah. Or you're like, everyone's on the same page, you're like staring at the top of it, like waiting for you to start reading, and you're like, oh wait, that's my line.
It is very fun playing like a different, because you have to hold yourself into that sort of like mindset of like, right, this is who I am right now, and I can't I can't, or I shouldn't be doing this thing that like my other character would do.
I have it a little bit easier where Monty and Spiz are not too dissimilar, where they are both kind of chaotic.
Yeah, in their own special ways, they're chaotic.
Monty is just much louder and flirtier and kind of more of an asshole about it. Um, Spiz is a sweetheart, but she is still chaotic.
Yeah. No.
So
I feel like I couldn't have picked more opposite people.
yeah, you really couldn't have.
Someone who likes books and is bad at social interactions because she's just bad at them. This is someone who's probably never picked up a book in her life.
You played into it very well. I was already having that image before you started doing it, and I was like, oh yeah, she's doing the I've never really been outside that much kind of thing.
Out of my ivory tower.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
definitely the vibe.
I love the fact that we accidentally have the perfect, like, we have the perfect gradient of experience.
It's so funny.
Like Monty's the most Monty most social experience. Sciel in the middle. Braidelin fucking nothing. Braidelin most comfortable in the woods. Monty a mix between urban bit of nature, not too much. Sciel a library. Small room.
Small room, dusty books, not a little light.
Sciel can read. Monty kinda reads. Braidelin does not know what the fuck a word is.
Also, out of character, because there's no way you're ever gonna find out with these characters.
Yes.
Man, the name escapes me. I need to.
What are you
remember
searching for?
I didn't write it down. I don't have my book with me right now. I usually write down the names while I'm making them.
Name of what?
Is it something we would have written down?
The professional hunter that was with you and the Jade.
Oh, the air genasi?
Yes.
Shira. Shy something. I closed my notes. Why did I do that? I was like, yep, don't need those anymore.
Sciel.
Shira? Sciel? That's it. Sciel.
Shuel. Shuel, yeah. Long lost relative.
Wait. Say that
A
again?
barbarian Anjanasi?
Yeah, long lost. She has no last name because she doesn't have a family there. You'll find more about them, but there's not going to be any crossover, so there's no way you would know that.
This, we found your family.
That's so funny.
It's just her. She's the only one. There's plenty of air genasi over here. This is where they're from, but she doesn't have a family. But she grew up to be a renowned hunter because the guild had pretty much found her. And so that's all she's known.
We all have families, but
A much more go-getter-esque person. She tries to imitate the anger a lot. Optimistic, much more like, yeah, bro, come on, let's do this. You guys can do the hunt. And then she's always very excited about the creatures out in the hunts. The various her interests are not book wise, but much more on the field interests when it comes to the monsters. But yeah,
Seems
there's
like it'll go great.
you have finally some characters starting to set in. The Jade Jewel is very mysterious, obviously. The anger is in a peculiar situation. It's a very strange individual, and you're going to be working for them for a while.
I bet the Jade Jewel has a similar situation. They're actually a small gremlin, but has the money to afford a moving cardboard cutout.
A fancy setup. That's hilarious.
And you're getting it's a slow start as always at the beginning, but you're getting small inklings of what's to come.
It's very exciting.
I love your characters. I love Kaleidoscope a lot. I'm very generous with Kaleidoscope because I think they're at a point where I would hate to see, unless there's no way around it, anyone pass an untimely death. But I'm trying to do things a little more natural this time around. So don't feel like you're impenetrable in this offset campaign. I'm just saying. So be careful. You do dumb things, you win dumb prizes.
Oh no, our Borons could die.
Yeah, they really can. Oh, exciting. This is very fun. I had a very fun time.
This has been great. I love these idiots already. They're so dumb.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'm gonna hop off though. I got work.
Of course.
But I was very excited. It's very fun. I'm very excited to play these guys more.
Yeah.
But also,
Cool.
I'm very excited for Kaleidoscope to not die next week.
God, I'm so excited for Kaleidoscope next week.
Well, good night.
Hashtag no death.
Of course, we'll pick up next Friday with where Kaleidoscope left off, and pretty much in combat with Cersei and Spiss. So.
Woo!
Cersei, we're gonna die.
We're gonna die!
Oh no!
Tragic end.
Chaos duo goes down.
If we go down together!
Let's go!
Yeah.
Our final get rich quick scheme. It's the life insurance policy.
Yes! We were playing the long game.
Perfect.
Neither of you know
dear.
what life insurance is, let
You don't know
alone
that.
insurance.
To be fair, we didn't know what tax was.
Yeah, that's
Technically,
why we're
this
the one.
could
That's why.
probably have life insurance.
Wait, well, that's why we're the ones dying. So because Victa and Still are the ones who know what life insurance are. They took the life insurance out on Spissing Cersei.
Ah, there you go.
You know, I feel like corporations that would give things that would give out life insurance policies probably have something against give really something against adventurers, considering how high mortality the position is.
They don't need
Like,
to know we're
you're not-
adventurers.
Yeah, that's part of the scheme. You don't tell them. Oh, dear.
So insurance fraud.
Yeah.
I'm noticing a concerning theme with your get rich quick schemes.
You're only now?
I've been noticing.
It's only the
Yeah.
right way to do things.
Prime.
Correct.
I'll see you
Alright.
guys.
Yep. See you next
Alright,
Friday.
thank you for
See you
dressing
next
up.
Friday. Thank you, Jesse.
See you next week.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye.
Congrats, Jesse.
Thank you. Thank you.